This area again. Now it might sound like I'm really exasperated because, well, when it comes to backtracking of this nature, yeah, it happens. And when it comes to placements of all the security and the scouts and the guards, they actually have changed things up a little bit. Especially in this area, they've actually put a lot more guards in the area as well, so it makes things a little bit more tricky. It makes things more interesting. I like that. I like it when you actually backtrack. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of backtracking in general. It's nice sometimes, but when they actually change things so it doesn't seem so lazy. Not to compare it with Devil May Cry 4 where that just seemed like they just rehashed it. Except going backwards. That was really bad. But at least this time, at least with backtracking here, you get familiar with the area. And taking things really slow, unless you're playing on a different difficulty where you can just pretty much run through everything, it's nice getting yourself acquainted. And just be careful of that trapdoor, and that's why I'm shimmying around the door. The wall. But again, not that much difficult situation. Now, one of the things I actually want to mention about this game, whilst we're just backtracking and wasting everyone's time, actually there are a few things coming up, but I just want to talk about the story about this game. Now, the storyline of all these Metal Gear games have been revered majorly by many gamers. Now why is that? I don't know. Actually I do know, but it's just hard to actually coherently say. Now, again, I want to say that the actual story is good, however I reckon it's just poorly written. Like, there are a lot of things involved with this game. Oh, one more thing. I just showed you as well that the mine detector says you can't use it. But I didn't actually notice until I was marking around there that you can actually see claymore mines with thermal goggles, so I've been an idiot. Could have saved us some trouble before. And they've actually absolutely pumped up the claymore mines in here. Because obviously using 2 or 3 just to stop someone didn't work. Let's just add more because they don't have a trick up their sleeves, or, you know, crawling on top of them's not going to pick it up, that's just going to blow them up, right? Right? I don't know. They just put so many here that I'm just going to pick them all up. You might help us out for a later boss fight. And they've also put drone guns here. Oversaturated the whole drone gun market right there. And I'll just throw a chaff grenade, which I got too close with, and I pretty much got myself a shot. But anyhow, I was talking about the story. Now, all you need to know in this so far, even though there have been so many cutscenes here and there, is the fact that pretty much the Foxhound unit with the Commander Liquid Snake, they've come and hijacked all the weapons in this area. Now this is supposed to be a nuclear weapons disposal area, but it's actually a secret cover for development weapons of some sort, and they're building the new Metal Gear Rex here. And the Foxhound unit, they pretty much kidnapped the DARPA chief, which is the defense arms research guy. You actually know him from Metal Gear Solid 3 as Sigint. Now, I didn't actually make that connection earlier, but there we go. Just in case you didn't know. But he gets captured, as well as Kenneth Baker, and they're the ones who have the activation codes for Metal Gear. And I actually showed you this off. I wanted to actually show you something a bit strange. Now, early in the video, I wasn't allowed to shoot, but how come they're allowed to shoot? That's just discrimination. That's just bullcrap. Thanks, Naomi. Thanks for being such a swell gal. But, again, I'm just going more competent run. Not that hard. Anyhow, again, just going back to the story that, you know, you just want to go in, you're supposed to save the 2 hostages, but obviously they die from mysterious causes. Ooh, we'll get back into that later. But we find out that the Foxhound unit, they're going to be shooting nukes into the US unless the demands are being settled. Now what they demand is the remains of Big Boss, which is again from Metal Gear Solid 3, because he's got some crazy genes of some sort, some super soldier genes that he wants, or that's what they say, as well as $1 billion, which actually isn't that much when you think about it. Just thinking about how much a stealth plane will cost, it costs around $1 billion, maybe $100 million, I don't know, but I'm just digressing here. And right now, that's all you need to know really. Nothing else pops up. I'm actually going to include the cutscenes near the end. Now, I feel a little bad that I've been cutting out with the cutscenes earlier on, just because nothing much happens. This is pretty much just monologue. Metal Gear can shoot nuclear warheads with a railgun, and therefore it's undetectable by radar. And here we actually have our boss fight. Now, I'm not going to say that much about it, I just want to keep talking about the story, but in a nutshell, this boss fight is bloody boring. What you gotta do is just pretty much wait until she goes behind that column and shoot her. Yeah. And you don't get that much of a reaction time as well, and you gotta make sure that you ration out your drugs, you know. It's not too addictive or anything, just make sure that you don't use too many at the same time. And just try and take as many shots as possible, because those drugs, they help you actually snipe. And there have been times, if you actually look at this video as well, that the scope sort of wanders out a little bit, and that's because the drugs have worn off. Again, don't shoot her in any other situation if you want to play it safe, because you'll most likely get a shot off. And sometimes if you actually try and shoot her as well, you end up looking into the wall and you're pretty much screwed. And the glories of sniping on old console hardware. But anyhow, what else has actually happened throughout the game? Not much really. Also we had the ninja that we saw, which was Grey Fox. He came from the actual MSX version of Metal Gear Solid Snake. He was supposed to be another legendary mercenary that we had a fist fight with, which was marvelous, by the way. Should have a video somewhere lying about of me just doing that. It's supposed to be some sort of legendary battle, but let me tell you, I'm just gonna spoil it for you. Judging by the hardware that we played it on, it was just pretty much pressing B. And just seeing these sprites move around. But yeah, I actually fast forwarded this fight scene because it's boring as shit. All you're doing is waiting. Waiting! Now this ain't as cool as the end fight in Metal Gear Solid 3, come on. But I guess they had to work with something. And it's sort of alright that we have a bit of a palette change when it comes to boss fights. You'll end up fighting her again anyway, but this time I'm going to be more prepared. Even though it's supposed to be a sniper fight, I'm going to cheese it. So keep an eye out for that. And again, Meryl's gone, her body's gone. We left her hanging, pretty much. While we just look around for goodies and backtrack a little bit, see if we can find some missile packs, some E-tanks, maybe get the screw attack, maybe get the Chrysogrim, I don't know. And here's something actually added in.
Snake, wouldn't now be a good time to save your mission?
What's going on?
I'm not sure. I'm getting a bad feeling.
Bad feeling?
Okay, so she has a premonition or has a bad feeling about something and she wants you to save the game.
Snake,
so why isn't she called Psycho Mantis? Because she's doing a better job than him.
Snake,
When will I
wouldn't
stop
now be a
mentioning
good
that
time-
stupid boss fight? It's stuck in my head. But I'm actually gonna backtrack a little bit, just up here. And I'm gonna show off an Easter egg. Now, nothing much. Again, I'm gonna add more cutscenes at the end of the game, or close to the end of the game, when there's more intrigue and more substance. Because right now it's just a pretty much generic storyline of pretty much terrorists taking over nuclear warheads or something like that. If you need to know the story up to this point, just go watch Under Siege. Under Siege or The Rock. The Rock's a pretty good movie. I think that's a Jerry Bruckheimer movie. Or a Michael Bay movie. I'm not sure, but it's got the same damn story for now. The only intrigue that I can actually point out is the PAL key that DARPA Chief gave us. Who is a little bit mysterious about this PAL key that we still have. In terms of stopping Metal Gear. But we don't know the secrets behind it. Again, Meryl is the Colonel's niece, who was the former commander of Foxhound. And is in the MSX version of Solid Snake. Oh wait, keep getting it wrong. Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. And there is more intrigue. Where is she gone? Again, we just followed the trail of blood. Which is ironic because I swear no one passed us, but she would end up right behind us anyway. So that's what you call a good assassin. Well, actually, that's what you call a good ninja. So all these people who actually aren't what they are doing better than the ones that actually are. So the ninja didn't actually do a great job.
Toss your weapon over here. Slowly. You are a fool to come back here. Stupid man.
A lady sniper, huh?
Didn't you know that 2/3
I highly doubt that is actually very accurate. I want some statistics, man. Give me
Do
some
you want to
statistics,
die now?
Hideo.
Or after your female friend?
And we still found out that Meryl is actually still alive, so she hasn't evaporated into a pile of blood. Yeah, can actually be pretty good. And I actually can't skip this scene as well, so I was actually trying to spam my buttons on my air controller, and actually this part doesn't skip. Now, we are actually captured. Like every single Bond film as well, that there's got to be a scene where our hero gets captured. And here we finally see the commander of Foxhound, Liquid Snake. Now this is where I start including some intrigue, some story. Now he is also a clone of Big Boss, but for some reason he got the
Sons of Big Boss.
well, the lesser genes, I could say, the recessive genes, the weaker genes, which somehow makes him British. He's blonde, he's got blue eyes, yet he's got inferior genes. I don't think that Mr. Moustache is very happy about that.
No continues, my friend.
And here's some more fourth wall
Don't
breaking.
even think about using auto fire.
Don't use auto fire.
I'm going to run a high voltage.
Actually, I don't know if you use auto fire. But people find this part very difficult, especially when it comes to extreme difficulties. And this thing also pops up in Metal Gear Solid 2. And there have been some videos on YouTube showing you how they do this part. All you have to do is just press the button, people. It's not that hard. Or pretty much I just get my hand, I tense it up and just vibrate it. I learned that from Final Fantasy VIII, GF boosting.
Not enough yet? We're not finished yet.
They have to go through 3 different cycles of this. Gets pretty tedious, but I guess it's alright as a sort of torture thing. Like, it gives you some sort of sense of tension. Whatever you do not press give up. Cause that kills Meryl. Literally, and you get the bad ending.
Man. Well, that's enough for now, I think.
And he will also have, forgot to mention, Ocelot, with his arm missing.
Your brother, he's an amazing man.
Who still has a bit of a boner for people. Again, that's just a Metal Gear Solid 3 reference where he's in it and he sort of has a bit of a boner for Big Boss. And I'm not saying that as a joke either. But anyhow, this might be the end of the video where I leave you
Looks like I got a roommate.
with our prison scene.
The DARPA chief?
How do we get out? Who knows? And the DARPA chief. I'll get into that later. But thanks for watching, guys.